everybody. It's Sara Evans, and I'm super excited about this because we're going to do a Q&A episode. So I've got my phone, and I'm just going to read some questions that you guys, the fans, have sent in to me. So this is just going to be totally off the cuff. I'm just going to look and pick questions as we go along. It's going to be super fun. And I promise I will try to be honest about all the questions, all the answers. All right, are we ready? The first question is, what's a song you wish you wrote? Oh my goodness, there's so many of those. I mean, I wish I had written I Will Always Love You by Dolly Parton because I think it's like the top selling song of all time, perhaps. And it's a beautiful song. So I'm just going to, off the top of my head, say I Will Always Love You by Dolly Parton. When you hit it big, what was your biggest splurge? Okay, now y'all have to remember that I grew up on a farm in Missouri and I did not grow up with money. So I didn't really know how to splurge and what was something cool to splurge on. So honestly, I think my biggest splurge was just to buy a house. And it was a beautiful home in Franklin, Tennessee, nothing fancy, not a mansion, but it made me feel so accomplished and so adult to actually own this beautiful home. And I mean, it was pretty big. It was about 6,000 square feet. So I was very proud of it. And that's the house that Audrey was born in. So probably my house was the biggest splurge. What are some things you wish people knew about you? Oh, there's so many things. Because, you know, when you're a celebrity, people think they know you, but they don't. They just know what you put out there to show them. And then also they know your music. And I'm a music fan. I'm a fan of actors. I'm a fan of movies. I'm a fan of, you know, all kinds of different celebrities. And so I too feel like I know them, even though I really don't. So I guess the thing that I wish that I want people to know about me more than anything is that I truly am a very normal person. Like, I'm not a weird artist. I'm on time. I'm responsible. Maybe, I don't know. And maybe probably the biggest thing of all is that I'm a great mom. And I don't say that to brag. I just say that because it's my favorite thing in life that I've ever done. It's the biggest blessing that has ever been in my life. I wish that I had started having kids a lot younger, even though I was only 28 when I had my first. But I wish that I had started having kids a lot younger, and I wish that I had had 10 kids because it's been the biggest joy of my life. And I think that's what I would like for people to know about me. What is your perfect day like when you're not touring? That is easy. That is to be home with my family. Probably a day like yesterday where we played tennis. We play tennis together a lot as a family. We're extremely close. We ordered pizza. We hung out on the cloud couch. We watched TV. Just being home, being normal, being with the family, doing laundry, doing dishes, being normal. That's my perfect day. And I love to you know, when the kids go home around 10 or 11 at night, then I love to snuggle with Jay on the couch and watch a movie. That's just like my dream day. I'm boring, I know. Who is your favorite female country singer in the 90s, early 2000s? That is easy. Patti Loveless. I was obsessed with Patti Loveless. Now, there are a lot of them, but off the top of my head, first thing that comes to my mind is Patti Loveless. In the mid 90s, Patti was putting out some really, really freaking awesome music. Like The Trouble with the Truth is one of my favorite albums. Also, Dwight Yoakam, and Reba McEntire has always just been like, I don't know, my idol. I want her to come on the podcast so bad, but I'm scared to ask her because I idolize her so much. Okay. Where's your favorite place to go on vacation? Anywhere. I love to go anywhere. I love the mountains. I love the ocean. I love Europe. I love to go to London. London's a fun town to go to. I've never been to Greece, so I'm dying to go to Greece. I love going to the beach in Florida. Really, I love staycations where you just stay at home and do nothing. I think when you travel for a living, anytime you're not working or on the road is a vacation. So I'm very easy to please. I don't need anything fancy. I just like time with my family, of course. Can you tell I'm obsessed with my family and I'm obsessed with my children? So yeah, anywhere with my husband and kids is great. What would you do or have wanted to do if you didn't become famous? You're going to know the answer to this already. That is, I would have been a farmer with probably 50 horses. I would have had cattle and I would have had 10 kids. I would have just been a total stay-at-home mom, traditional wife, mother, wearing an apron in the house, cooking all the time, taking care of the kids and just, being at home and making the house a safe haven for the people in my life that I love, namely my husband and children. Again, I don't know if I keep repeating myself, but those are my answers. How do I feel about the kids being moved out on their own? Okay. That was really, really hard for me. And it started when Avery became a junior in high school. And if you go to my album called Words, there's a song on there called Letting You Go that I wrote about Avery getting ready to become a senior in high school and leaving home. I knew that Avery was going to move to Nashville because he's a musician. But when he did leave, because the kids grew up in Mountain Brook, Alabama, which is basically Birmingham, Alabama. When he did leave home and move to Nashville, it was devastating for me. I couldn't even walk by his bedroom. Oh, I could cry thinking about it. So if you have a kid that is at that age and they're getting ready to graduate high school or move away from home, listen to the song Letting You Go because it'll make you cry, but it'll also help you through it. But then I realized that they never really leave. They're always with you. They're always there. Like I see my children 3 or 4 or 5 times a week. We're very, very close. I think if you raise them right, if you raise them with respect and you treat them with a ton of respect and you don't raise your voice to them, don't yell at them. Discipline them when they're little. But as they grow, if you treat them with respect, they will respect you in return. And so as a mom, I've always just been a huge advocate for love, 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 love. I don't criticize my children. I don't yell at them. That doesn't mean that I don't get upset with them. Like one of my kids recently lost my credit card and that annoyed me to no end. But at the same time, we're so close that, I kind of yelled at her. And then that night we were making up, and we were fine. So I think if you treat your children with respect, but at the same time, they must respect you. I think it's a great thing to teach your kids to say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir, so that from the time they're really little, they honor you. And the Bible says that if you honor your parents, you will live a long life. And I taught my children that a lot when they were little, that, you shouldn't honor your parents so that you'll get something like a long life. You should honor your parents because you love God first, but then you also love your parents. And that is to say, if you've got good parents. So it's not black and white, but I don't even know what the question was. I just like talking about my kids. Okay. Couple more questions. What can't you eat or what makes it harder for your voice if you eat it? Okay. Nothing bothers my voice. I was born with vocal cords made of leather. And the only thing that bothers my voice is if I have a cold. So if I have any kind of sinus problems or where I'm sneezing or I've got drainage, anything like that, that makes it harder to sing, but it doesn't mean that I can't sing. It just makes it less enjoyable. As far as food goes, I'm not a big foodie. I'm very boring with food as well. I could eat the same thing every day. If you made me a turkey sandwich and chips every single day, I would eat it. I'm so easy. So, I haven't eaten anything so far that bothers my voice. Now, I have heard that you shouldn't drink a lot of dairy or eat a lot of ice cream or anything like that before you sing, because that can cause the drainage and the stuff that kind of feels like you have a cold. So you want to stay away from that. The main thing with singing, though, is you need to warm up. And I still, to this day, warm up before every show. It's vital. And also, what they don't tell you is you must warm down. So like you'll watch athletes after a major game, they stretch after games. You have to do that with your voice too. You need to stretch. So every time I get back on the bus after a show, I'm doing warm down scales like la 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 la, like just real easy, and then also never yell, don't laugh loud, just take care of your vocal cords. Treat them like they're gold, because they are. What advice do you have for a recent empty nester that has devoted her life to her career and raising her children? I think I've already answered that. Just, be close with your kids. Shower them with love. Shower them with compliments. Tell them when they've done a good job. Tell them when you're proud of them. Also, apologize to your children. If you've messed up and lost your temper, tell them you're sorry. Your kids don't belong to you. They were given to you as a gift from God. And so you treat them as though they're a gift from God. How did it feel to have Vince Gill doing harmony vocals on No Place That Far on your first album? Okay, so people don't really know this, but right when I got my record deal with RCA, I was asked to perform on the CMA Awards for a Buck Owens tribute. It was Vince Gill, me, and a couple other artists. And I sang the high harmony on Tiger by the Tail. Vince Gill was singing the lead. So when we rehearsed, Vince was like, man, girl, you nailed that high harmony. And he was so sweet. And anybody who knows Vince Gill knows that he's so sweet. He also needs to be on the podcast. But he is the kindest. Talk about normal. I mean, he has never let fame go to his head. He's so normal and so nice and very humble. He actually asked me to come in and sing harmony on his album first. And so I did that. And then I was like, well, Vince, I wrote a song called No Place That Far, and it would really help me out if you would come in and sing harmony. And he was like, absolutely, I would love to. So not only did he come in and put harmony on the song, but he also did those answer parts. Well, when he did that, that made the song a duet. So it was able to be in the duet category in the CMA nominations and ACM nominations. So he did me a huge solid by doing that. Then he was also in the video for that song. So I'll never be able to thank Vince Gill enough. And Vince Gill has sang on many, many songs of mine since then. He's always been so kind to me. And, he's just that guy that never says no. And everybody wants him to sing on their projects because he's got one of the best voices in the world. Next question. Do you feel pressure to stay youthful in the country music industry? Okay. This is a very, very deep question, deep thought, a difficult question to answer. So the short answer is yes. I feel a ton of pressure to stay youthful, skinny, hip, cool, all of those things, because anybody who will tell you, I'm 53, anybody who is 45 and older will tell you that they still feel mentally and emotionally and psychologically like they're in their 20s. And I absolutely do. And I'll never forget my dad telling me that when my dad was in his late 60s. He said, I still feel like I'm in my 20s. That doesn't change, because why would it? Once you become an adult, you're just kind of that person. Like, I'm just Sara. And once I reached full adulthood, I became Sara, and I am Sara. Now, that's not that I haven't grown and haven't learned. In many ways, I'm so happy that I'm 53 because it's a blessing every day that we live, every year that we grow older. It's a blessing to be able to age. But when you're in the entertainment industry, you know, sometimes people can criticize you for aging. But I will say, though, that I've been lucky in the sense that I've been able to stay relevant. And part of that is just my hard work. I have a major work ethic from growing up on a farm. Also, I have good genes. Like, my mother doesn't have gray hair. I mean, so I think being dark complected, having dark hair, brown eyes, I think you don't struggle quite as much maybe with your skin changing and things like that. So I try not to think about it too much. I've talked about this a lot, but I definitely have an eating disorder. I definitely have body dysmorphia. If I'm skinny, I'm happy. If I'm overweight, I'm unhappy. I look back on times in my life and I equate times in my life when I was super skinny as to being the happiest times of my life. Like right now, I'm very thin. I'm at a great weight. I love how I look. So I'm happy. And I know that's not right, but I'm also in therapy for it. So don't, criticize me. Well, you can if you want, but it's just something that I think comes with being a celebrity and seeing yourself age on camera. It's not an easy thing to do. And then when you have two daughters, I have a son and two daughters. When you have two daughters who are stunningly gorgeous and they're, you sit beside them and you thought you looked good, then you sit beside them and you're like, well, I don't look like them, but I used to. It's a lot to deal with. That's not just for famous people, though. That's for, I think, every man and woman. I mean, the thing about men, though, is they tend to look better as they age. Women tend to be very critical as they age. They're critical towards each other and they're critical to themselves. So I'm a work in progress, but I will just say that I'm very, very happy right now. Okay, this is a good question. Did you buy a farm? How many horses do you have now? And what are their names? Okay, y'all. I grew up on a farm and I have dreamt of having my own farm, my own land with a barn, with horses, my entire adult life. But I have been so busy that I've never had the opportunity to do it until now. So last year we bought a farm in Tennessee, not too far from where we live. And it is absolutely beautiful. It's my dream come true. And I don't know if this is too much info, but Jay bought me the farm because he knows that that's always been a dream of mine. And I love watching him watch me at the farm because he's so happy for me and he loves to see me, enjoying this. So far we have 3 horses. We bought 3 horses, 2 that are older and 1 that's 6 years old. The 6-year-old is mine because I'm an experienced rider. I grew up on a horse. The 2 other ones are in their early 20s, which is young for a horse still, but it means that they're safe. Their names are Jiggy, Tex, and what did I just say? T-Bone. Jiggy, Tex, and T-Bone. I'm terrible with names. And they're beautiful. And my daughter, Audrey Evans, posted an Instagram of the horses running in the field. So you can go to her Instagram and look at them. And you'll see that they're beautiful and they're so sweet. And so right now we are in the process of getting all the stuff we need to ride. We've got the saddles, we've got the saddle pads, we've got the bridles, we've got all the stuff. And We have had to fence in some of the acreage to keep the horses in. We have had to put in watering troughs, like all this stuff that you have to do to have horses to keep them safe and to keep them healthy and well cared for. And so we are this close to having our first trail ride as a family. And also we're going to buy more horses when we find the perfect ones. Okay, here's a good one. How is wedding planning going with Olivia? Does she have a dress/venue? What emotions does your first child getting married bring to you? Will Olivia ever come back out on the road? Okay. So I don't want to speak for Olivia too much, but I know that she is extremely happy. We have purchased her wedding gown. It is absolutely, I can't even describe it, y'all. It is so beautiful. Mostly because, well, it's beautiful, but also it is so her. Olivia is a free spirit, but she's the middle child. So she's kind of like mommy's little helper. And I would say Olivia is still in a lot of ways attached to the umbilical cord. And I love that because, you know, I have a very unique relationship with all three of my children. With Olivia, she's very kind of timid in some ways. And I think they have picked their venue and it's beautiful. But Olivia is a lot like me. She's simple and she's not asking for this big extravagant wedding. The reason the wedding will be extravagant is because I have so many people that I want to invite. So it's going to be a big guest list. It's going to be amazing. And I'm not sure about her coming back on the road with me. Olivia, as you know, is a phenomenal singer and songwriter, and she's got it. You know, she's got the musical gene in her. So I think right now she's focusing on being engaged and planning the wedding. That's kind of where her headspace is and her heart is. The emotions that I have with her getting married, I'm so happy because, as you guys all know, I'm all about getting married young, having babies young, having lots of babies. And I just am so excited. You know, I mean, and I'm not like, you know, when are you going to have a baby? When are you going to have a baby? But you know, just inside my heart, I can't wait for that because I know that she'll be an extraordinary mother. Blake will be an extraordinary father. The blessing from God is that we love Blake's family as well. And just couldn't be more perfect. I'm so unbelievably happy for her. I could cry. I'm happy for her because she has found her one true love. Here is, I like this question a lot. Do you remember the Saints and Angels group of fans from years ago? Are you kidding me? Of course I remember, y'all. Now, that was so honoring to me. There was like a little side fan club group or whatever that started, and they named themselves the Saints and Angels after my song Saints and Angels, which is on Born to Fly album if you're looking for it. And it actually inspired us to start a new fan club. We have a new fan club right now that is so cool. We have exclusive content on there. We have exclusive merch, and I love seeing people at the meet and greets after the shows with the exclusive fan club merch on, the t-shirts. It's just like, it means everything to me. So go to my website at saraevans.com. And if you want to learn more about the fan club, if you want to join, I would love it if you would join the fan club because it really is something that we're very proud of. And we're putting a lot of effort into it. Well, I'm not because I'm busy doing the shows, but I have an amazing team that is doing this for me. But I do spend a lot of time at the meet and greets after the show. I love talking to you guys. Sometimes even when I feel like you guys are like thinking you should leave or stop talking to me, I like to keep the conversation going. I love meet and greets. I love it. So yeah, join the fan club. You'll love it. You won't regret it. Hey, Ron and Brenda. I'm so happy that you guys wrote in a question. So you guys, Ron and Brenda are two of my biggest fans. They come to more of my shows than I do. And the question is, would I ever consider adding Downfall to the set list? Downfall is one of the new songs on the new album, Unbroke. Get that album, because if you want to know where my emotions have been over the past 3 or 4 years, that album will tell you, because it's up and down, happy, sad, angry, happy, mad, all of it. I think I said happy twice. But I should say it a third time because I'm so happy now. Downfall is a song that I wrote when I was not in a great mood, and it's really like rockin' and fast. And so to answer your question, will we ever consider putting it in the show, in the set list? Absolutely, because when we put out a new album, I like to change the new songs that we're playing in the live shows so that you guys can hear different ones, and hopefully that'll make you go buy the record. So thanks, Ron and Brenda. I love you guys. Okay, I like this one. I'm excited about your Christmas tour this year. So are we. We love doing the Christmas tour. Will you be releasing any new Christmas music? Okay, by the time this podcast episode is out, we will have already gone in the studio and recorded 2 new Christmas songs. So we're actually going in on Monday. And I don't know how much detail I can share, but the songs are great. I'm really happy with the ones that we chose. So the answer is yes, we will have 2 new songs that you can buy and take home with you and listen to, and also hear at the Christmas show. So please come to the Christmas tour. It is so much fun. Here's a good one. What's one of your songs that you wish had gotten more recognition? There's a couple. Backseat of a Greyhound Bus got a ton of recognition within my fans. It's almost like a cult following song. Every night we do it in the concert because it's a beautiful song written by Amy Mayo, Hillary Lindsay, Troy Verges, and I think Chris Lindsay too. It's about it's a love story between a mom and her baby girl who was born on the backseat of a Greyhound bus. I love this story because I think it's so sad that this girl is from a small town. She got pregnant out of wedlock, and she felt like she had to leave her small town and go somewhere else to have the baby. And I just think that that is absolutely ridiculous, because a baby, no matter what, is a blessing. And who are we to judge that she had a baby out of wedlock? And so every night when I sing that song, it is so heartfelt to me. And I think that people should stop judging people in that way, because when she had that baby on the backseat of a Greyhound bus, like she went into labor, obviously, on a Greyhound bus, and she had this beautiful baby girl that changed her life forever. And she fell in love. And the song says she fell in love. And she was looking into her future with seeing this baby. So I wish that one would have climbed the charts more. I wish it would have been a number 1 for weeks. And then there's another one called Tonight that I just feel is very totally different subject matter. But it's a very sexy, romantic song. And it's another one of those that people are always requesting. Didn't make it very far up the country radio charts. Don't know why. It's because they made a dumb decision. And then also, wait, what's the other one? Oh, Otis Redding is another great song that I wish would have been a huge radio hit. Okay, I love this question. And this is probably going to be the last question of the night. So this is a good one to end on. Did Craig Dunn give you the green light to sit at the drum kit yet? Okay. First of all, Craig Dunn doesn't give me the green light to do anything. I give him the green light to do things. Secondly, I'm just kidding, Craig Dunn. No, I haven't played the drums yet on stage. What are we waiting for? Like, I am a drummer. I've been drumming my whole life. Now, I'm not a great drummer. Like, I'm no Erin Sterling, but I can play drums pretty well. Like if we performed like Won't you give me 3 steps? Give me 3 steps, mister. Give me 3 steps towards the door. You guys remember that song? I could just be amazing on that because it's easy. It's 4/4 beat. Easy. But we haven't done it yet. And the main problem is not that Craig Dunn hasn't given me the green light. Craig Dunn just hasn't made it happen yet. And I'm saying all this about Craig Dunn because he's not here right now. So I guess I'm just going to have to make it happen myself. But I don't know where to put a drum kit. There's no room in my bunk for a drum kit. So maybe I'll just borrow my drummers if he'll let me. Okay, you guys, this is so cool. So we have a video question that somebody submitted, and I think this is so cool. So I'm just going to listen to it. I don't know what they're about to say, so hopefully it's okay for the podcast. Here we go.
Tell us any and everything about A Real Fine Place to Start era and song because it's the best country song ever.
Oh, that's so sweet. The best country song ever. Wow. Okay. So I was pregnant with Audrey, out to here, in the worst mood. I did not want to write a song that day. And I had an appointment to write a song with Radney Foster of Foster and Lloyd. And we went there to write. I was starving to death. And he was like, do you want me to make you a tomato sandwich on white bread with mayonnaise and pepper? And I said, hell yes, because I was starving. And I'm not kidding. Like I was 9 months. I probably had Audrey the next day. And so Radney, I love you, but you're a talker. And so he was standing there making me this tomato sandwich that he grew out of his garden. So like I was salivating. I was so hungry. And he was talking. So every time he would start talking, he would stop making the sandwich. And I was just like, wanting that sandwich so badly. And so finally he made me the sandwich and we were done writing and we wrote a pretty good song, but it was probably my fault that the song wasn't great because I was so pregnant and just, I wanted to go home and take a nap. But I wanted that sandwich first. And so as I was leaving, he said, oh, by the way, I wanted to send a song home with you. And I thought that is so rude because we just wrote a song together and you took too long to make my sandwich. And now you're sending me home with a song that you wrote that you want me to record. And nevertheless, I put the CD in my car and his version of A Real Fine Place to Start came on. And I freaked out because I agree with you. It is one of the best country songs I've ever heard. I love it because it's up-tempo, but it's also a love song. So I called my brother Matt and I said, I know what the first single is to the new album. And I also know that it's going to be the title of the album. This song freaking rocks. And he agreed. We went and recorded it. I changed it up a lot, as I always do. Like I made it faster. I put tons more harmony vocals on. It was pretty slow. So I made it, faster so it would like rock. And to this day, I would say it's my favorite song to perform every night in the show. So yeah, that's a great idea. If you have video questions to submit to me, do that. I'm going to put a link below and I'll put a link on my Instagram so you can post video questions if you want to do that. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this Q&A episode and I can't wait to see you on the next episode of Diving in Deep. I love you. Mwah.